Hello, welcome. My name is K2 if you haven't been here before, and I basically make faces that my soul leads me to, usually in a state of fasting and in a flow state. And it's not about the art so much as it's about the complete message. These are three I'm currently working on. I've added this one into the deck, not these two yet. This one's just kind of the theme of my last message, which was I was really daring myself first to make some dramatic differences in my life every day, to make different choices in order to hop timelines. And so that's what that art's about. I have this as myself in a different timeline, essentially. But yeah, so like I said, I've been making these paintings for a while, and I haven't done any long videos in a bit because first, there's been a lot of noise around my house, so it's hard to find a quiet space. But secondly, I've been in a painting thing lately. I had done about 100 and from December. Well, like I'll do them in a large group, and then I'll take a big break. So I had taken a big break, and I was even worried, like, oh, maybe what I've manifested is gone. And then it came back, and I've got maybe 20 new cards in the deck. And once again, issues with printing. So, I really don't look at the cards. I just shuffle them and pull them. I try to let the universe guide me. And let's just see what we get. And boy, our printer's a pain. Let's see. Oh, the thinker. The thinker is about listening. So I used to think that I was thinking all the time and I was so smart. And now I discovered, no, I'm just listening. I'm just listening to my higher self. And I'm downloading a lot of information that way. So yeah, it's just really important to download the information. And, for those of us who are downloading a lot of information, we're creating platforms like these to kind of share that with other people, share positive messages. We're in very trying times. This is something that, whether we remember or not, we have all agreed to. We've signed up for this Earth experience as a school to learn a variety of things, to prepare for the future. Here I draw the Strength card. If you've ever seen a saguaro cactus in Arizona, while they are strong, they can survive 120-degree temperatures. They are not watered. It's kind of crazy. They can die and just kind of like be leaning against the dirt and be reborn. So yeah, you have so much strength and you don't even know it. Just like you have all the insights that you need within when you listen. I mean, whatever you're dreaming of, I read Herland and it was such an amazing utopia. It blew my utopia even. My utopia didn't exclude men. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe this was even better. In my utopia, the men kind of got into line, essentially. The true alphas kind of rose up and, Actually, in the utopia that I wrote, a lot of it is happening. People are creating mental databases with a lot of information about abuses, and it will be harder and harder for people to, win women over when truths are known and when women are using their third eye and can sense what they need to sense. So these are, great times as far as safety goes. Like having access to our own powers and our own magic is really going to help us stay safe. And we're in a time of justice and truth-seeking and truth-speaking. So now is not the time to just cover your eyes and blind yourself to the truth. Now, at the same time, I am listening to news not at all anymore. I mean, what's there to know? It's going to be bad. The news is owned by the same thing that owns everything else. And it's going to be bad news, and it's meant to lower our frequency. So do we need it? No. I'm not saying that's a choice for everybody, but I'm saying you can be a truth speaker and a truth speaker without going down the rabbit hole and lowering your own frequency. And honestly, even when I am listening to the news, I would like to combat it with a sound bath in the background. So, I mean, there's ways to work through this. Like some things we do want to know, but I mean, what's real, what's a lie, who knows? Yeah, we're going through like the biggest metamorphosis of all time right now. We're all butterflies. We all have our special moment when we figure it out, right? That's what's happening one by one. Boop, boop, boop. All these little butterflies are emerging, and it's really beautiful to watch. And I mean, I consider myself one of those. I was very depressed, very always searching for a meaning in life and not finding one. I didn't know what we were. I thought maybe we just had become AI who became so sophisticated we thought we had a soul, whatever. Then I discovered near-death experience, out-of-body experiences, all these different things. I started having my own synchronicities, like we all do, right? And one by one, my mind shifted and changed. And suddenly I was like, oh my gosh, this is what Yeshua was saying. This is who we are. We are powerful. The magic is within us, and the power is within us, and we are infinite. And everything that's here is a trap to make us not understand our power, right? If we were powerless, would all the systems in place be needed to control us? I mean, if we were as powerless as they pretend we are, they don't even really need to control us because we're useless, right? We're just those simple slaves that they treat us like. But that's not the truth. That's not who we are. We are stars. We just need to believe, right? I know that believing in yourself can be the hardest thing. And especially if you have an open heart center in your human design and you're around other people who maybe have their own problems mirroring and projecting onto you, and they want you to believe you're less than. And if you're one of those, hugs to you, all my love. On earth, we don't truly know unconditional love. People experience it when they have a near death or when they go out of body, and suddenly it's like so magical. There's other ways that I feel like I've come close to experiencing that on earth. And it is kind of amazing. And then you realize what you've been craving all along that you could never find here. Why are all my paintings turning blue? Well, one, I'm having my own blue era. When I have paint out, I just keep using it until I tire of it, essentially. But really, this disclosure, what it comes down to is it's so much more. It's kind of like the biggest lie. Once the biggest lies are exposed, then we'll have the technology, we'll have the energy source, the quantum, all the stuff that's like slowly coming out, whether you're watching the news and following it or not. Quantum was announced by our government. This stuff has been announced by our government, and there's a reason for that. These are technologies and tools that have always been there, that have been used by the wrong side to manipulate and control us, but haven't been things that we've had access to. So what this disclosure means to us is freedom. Freedom. Miracles, healing, freedom, frequency healing, light beds, all of it. Like all the things that we have but don't know. Opening up our DNA strands that aren't in use so that we can prepare for other densities, higher dimensions. Like, it's all happening. Now, I've picked up the missing books of the Bible that were kept and preserved in Ethiopia, and I started reading them. And these things are not mysteries in those books. None of what I've said it's all mentioned right out of the gate. Enoch talks about going to meet God, having a near-death experience, being sent back, being given instructions on what to tell everyone. All of astrology was explained to him, and astronomy and the calendar system and how everything works and the realms and the dimensions, and it all ties together. I mean, right out of the gate, you can pick up these books very easily anywhere now and see them. Like, a lot of the lies are already exposed and people aren't even investigating, right? And so to me, you don't find the truth going to a news source that's owned by a propagandist, right? Like, that's just another problem. Like, who cares all these little things happening on earth? I mean, we care because it's going to strongly impact us, but But what's more important is finding within yourself your own magic and your own abilities and overcoming your fear so that you can be strong for this crazy end game that you've signed up for, whether you remember it or not. And remember, coming here is the whole agreement is to not remember. So one by one, we're slowly waking up. We're slowly remembering what we've agreed to and why we're here. This is exactly what I'm trying to do every day. I'm trying to not, become, I can feel when they're messing with our frequencies, right? Like I'm trying to not be dragged down into a lower frequency. So it's about, instead of reacting to what's going on around me, I'm creating. And what am I creating? I'm creating all these little faces. Now, why do I do faces? I have just always painted faces. I'm going to share a quilt that my mother made out of mine and my sister's painted faces. Well, they were just colored faces at the time, but she painted them onto a quilt that she made for me that I have many, 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 many moons later. And one of these days I'm going to share it in a short, but it's very big. It's quite the unfolding. But yeah, I've always been drawing them and kind of shuffling them around. And I recently learned that the way to keep your frequency up is to do the thing that you enjoyed doing as a child. And wow, that's what I have been doing for several months. So I was like, nailed it. And yeah, what is it that you enjoy creating? What messages do you want to share with others? What is your platform? What do you want to be doing with your time that is more fulfilling than this rat race that we're all in right now? That's what this card's about. Dreaming of home. We are all dreaming of home every night, probably. Well, some of our dreams are in the earth plane, some of our dreams are in the demon plane, some of our dreams are in the light plane. And that's something you learn about in human design. And I can talk more about that in a different way. But what this card alludes to is just this place where we have this unconditional love, where we are not here with amnesia going, what? Why do we have a cost of living? Why is everything so hard? Why is everybody so judgmental and not loving? And why is it so hard just to survive, right? Where's this place where we can just be free? And that's what we're dreaming of. But that's also what us, the creators, are working on having here on Earth. Well, it's a great time to embrace your intuitive research, your logical empath. These are your violet and yellow auras. Those with violet and yellow auras, you know who you are. This is you. You are just constantly... you both care and research. How about that? And this is the time for that. That's the kind of information that's going to help you with your journey, right? And a lot of it's just sitting quietly, being the cactus and absorbing the information that's already being delivered to you through, your higher self, your angels, your spirit guides, loved ones on the other side. Got 20 new cards in here, so I've drawn maybe 2, so yeah, of course I have to keep going. Well, an oldie but goodie. Enjoy the glow up. Yes, we are all glowing up. That's what's happening, right? We are constantly experiencing leveling up and becoming a better version of ourselves. And that's so important because we're combating people who are at a very faster rate leveling up in the other way, right? So oh, my favorite Libra. Could we all just be laid back like Libra, looking for the perfect balance? I mean, this goes back to the 11, the truth seeker, truth speaker, justice card. This is what we're all looking for right now. Harmony and balance, harmony and balance, harmony and balance. I wasn't going to keep drawing until I got the cat. But now that I got the cat, I'm definitely stopping. I was already saying it's I'm feeling things today. Feeling good, but feeling things because it's it's June 30th, but it's Cancer season, and that's the season of the feelings, guys. We had that season of thinking, and now it's time to process and feel the things, stew in it a little. But then it's like, what are we doing with all this information once all the lies come out, right? How are we going to handle this reconstruction? I just want everybody to remember their magic and start using it if you can. Connect all the dots. Move forward in the best possible way for you and for this earth and this magical thing we're going to all experience together. Stay safe, everyone. I love you. If you have any comments, I would love to read them. I'm very new at this. I'm just sharing what I can from day to day because that was what I was led to do, and I hope this resonates. Thank you so much.